The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yeah! So I Rasta go walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I can't fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff, them comforted I and I. Unu prepare a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Unu anointed I head with unu oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy. I go follow I all the days of I even. Me I go dwell in the house of my Lord God. Jah. Kadama we gruma bea te la e higzag beer. Tana istalina bashante shante 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 shante. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shodom, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, and sizes, aromas, and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some good amount of eating. At the end of the day, they produce food. Ironically, they do not even partake in the eating of the food. It is as the eaters who do. Yet every time, the black pot and the ingredients will collaborate to make food that they do certainly not participate in enjoying. What lesson can we derive from this? Is a lesson of selflessness, a lesson of sacrifice, and a lesson of generational thinking. My brother, we live in a nation where people don't think about what happens tomorrow. We are here today. Let's enjoy it all and forget about anything that happens tomorrow. My brother, my sister, some even drag in the Bible in order to support this foolishness. They say, think only about today, for tomorrow shall take care of itself. My brother, my sister, when the Bible says that, it doesn't mean don't plan. It only means that what is meant to happen, that is unknown, please leave it in that sense, but work hard today so that tomorrow will be better for you. That's what it means. My brother, my sister, it is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. How many of us, knowing that we will die in the next 2 years, will plant a tree that takes 30 years to grow? How many of us, anytime we use the natural resources we have, think about generations yet to come? So we use that in some kind of wisdom, judiciously. Think about it. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonam, where we speak truth to power. Now, I have realized that the biggest problem we have in Ghana is the problem of patriotism. We don't love our nation. Yesterday, I was reading about the Ukrainian war. There is a Ukrainian footballer, my brother, who plays in the European League. I don't know if it is Arsenal or some other such, because I think it's Arsenal. And this player, he said since the war started, he has donated over $1 million American to people who are sick and suffering because of the war. People who have been displaced because of the war. And asked if he would join the war front anytime soon. He said yes. He's so disappointed that Russia, that used to call Ukrainians brothers, is at war with brothers and killing brothers. He's ready to go to war. My brother, if this was our country, Ghana, we would be divided along political lines. Oh, it's an NDC-NPP fight. How many of us will be in the comfort of England, where this Ukrainian footballer is and earning millions? Or in America, in the comfort of America, and will still be thinking about a war-torn Ghana? In this case, a war-torn Ukraine. Even when they did not have guns and weapons to fight back, they were making Molotovs. What's a Molotov? My brother, they made petrol bombs to ward off the Russian bluff. My brother, my sister, do we have that for our country? Today, God forbid, if Burkina Faso attacks Ghana and people are dying in Ghana, God forbid, how many people are going to come from America and England who are Ghanaians to defend this nation? I don't even want to think about an African country fighting another African country. Let's look at a certain kind of aggression. I don't want to mention which country. A country decides to attack Ghana for no reason. My brother, how many Ghanaians in England, how many Ghanaians in America, how many Ghanaians in Japan, in China will leave the comfort of these countries and come to the rescue of this nation. Patriotism is lacking. Today, every Ukrainian living outside Ukraine is trying to run back to Ukraine to defend that country. But with our country, the moment we leave this country, we thank God. The first thing we start to do is to start praying and thanking God for removing us from hell. And we pray that we never return to hell. Ghana, one more time. Are we the only country that has issues? Are we the only country in the world that is supposed to be hell? It's all because of the lack of patriotism. Every single country in the world has issues. We also have issues. We have bad leaders. That is why we speak so angrily. Sometimes, some people even say we use insults. It's all because of the frustration we go through. We want to build this nation like the Ukrainians have built Ukraine, so that Ukrainians can love their Ukraine the same way Ghana is supposed to be loving Ghana. My brother, when I read that story, it brought tears into my eyes. Today, when you go to Palestine, Palestinians are returning from so many different parts of the world, coming to stand there and fight for Palestine to remain a state. Today, when you go to Ukraine, that is the same thing happening. If this had happened to Ghana, how many Ghanaians, be honest with yourself, if you were a Ghanaian in America, would you buy your own ticket and say you are coming to defend Ghana because there's an aggression against your country? Let's be honest. No, you won't. The best you can do is to go into a church and pray that the war ends. Prayer doesn't end war. You have to also fight to end the war. God, in his own wisdom, said prayer alone cannot do it. We must also add the physical. That is why if you are hungry and sleep at home and you are praying that you should have food, the Bible tells you point blank that you will die hungry. It says the hand that does not work must not eat. Think about it. In our country, we want to solve every problem with prayer. Children are dying from koshoko. Instead of getting them some proteinous food to eat, we are praying that the koshoko should go away so that the nation will be free. It wouldn't help. Our students are not studying hard. They are cheating in the examinations. And instead of making sure that they study hard, we are praying and giving them some kind of holy water and holy pens to go and write the examinations and pass. My brother, I look at all these things and I cry for my country. It's patriotism that is not here. Let one man attack America. The whole of America is going to rise against this one man. Let one nation rise against America. All Americans are going to rise in unison against this country, not in our country. NDC people are sitting somewhere. NPP is sitting somewhere as if they belong to different countries. They are blaming it on each other. Oh, it's because of NDC, that is why this nation came to attack us. Oh, it's because of NPP, that is why this nation came to attack us. So they are already divided on the lines of politics. And the Bible says that any house that is divided against itself shall not stand. Hallelujah. Think about it, my brethren. It is sad and it breaks my heart. That is why I am going around the nation. I'm going to the ghettos. I'm going to the marketplaces. I'm going on the streets and I'm preaching patriotism. You could call me the prophet of patriotism. You could call me any name you want. People who were supposed to pay money and come and watch me in concerts, they all come out and see me on the streets, in the schools, preaching patriotism, talking to our youth in the schools, catching them young to love our nation. Maybe we failed by not loving our nation enough, but they shouldn't fail. We must make sure that we raise them in patriotism, that when they hear Ghana, their heart shakes for the country, and when they hear NPP, NDC, they relegate them to the background and rather think about the nation first, like they do in America. My brother, I have already done half of the nation. 16 of the regions of Ghana, we have done 7. We are left with 9, and we will be done. My brother, my sister, As you can see, the screen is blinking left, right, and center. Is because of the power, which is inadequate for the machines that we use here. We're going to try and disconnect this from whatever source it is so that we can have at least a certain, balance. My brother, we are going around the whole Ghana and we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. We've gone to 7 regions already. We've gone to several schools, as we see in the documentaries that we post every now and then. My brother, this weekend, on Saturday, we are going all the way to Sewakese Girls Secondary School in the Bono and Ahafo regions. In fact, this is the Bono region. Then from there, we are going to Bwachi Tromo Secondary School. From there, on Sunday, we are going to Sunyani Senior Secondary School. And then, we will end up at Obdumasimai Senior High School. My brother, my sister, after that, we shall go to the marketplace. We will go on radio and talk about patriotism. We spend a lot of money traveling. Fuel alone is so high. My brother, we drive our own cars to do this. We buy our own fuel to do this. We've written to a lot of companies in Ghana, but you know how it is. Oh, sorry. That is what we are. If sorry was money, we would have been the biggest millionaires in the world. Everybody saying sorry. My brother, it's only 3 people who have come to our aid so far. We've written letters to over 100 companies in Ghana. 3. Former President Mahama gave us 20,000. GTA, Ghana Tourism Authority, was the first to endorse this and give us 20,000. And Osofu Chirabosum gave us 10,000. So in all, 50,000 since we started. My brother, every journey we embark on, we spent about 15,000 Ghana cedis. So you can imagine, going to 7 regions so far, this money has been exhausted. And some of you wonderful viewers and fans of this show have also contributed. Some have contributed as much as 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, 50, 20. If you want to send us mobile money, this is our mobile money number. If you want to send it through the bank account is coming up, my brother, so that we can continue and finish it up. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power all this while. Time now to look into what we have today for you. Come here, my youth. Now, today we have 4 very interesting issues we want to look at, and we're going to make this brief. Number 1, my youth, calm down. Taxation in Ghana is armed robbery. And this is Yao DOMELOVO. He says taxation in Ghana is now armed robbery. This is the man. Remember this man who the president forced out of office? His time was not up to go, according to the birth certificate that he said was authentic. But because he was a thorn in the flesh of the government, they kicked him out. He's a man against corruption. The president said he is also an anti-corruption president. But the Gombes have a saying that I like. They say, "Afanum yulam, shabler la madahanama." When learned people meet, some of the learned people become students. Even though they all said that they are anti-corruption people, some of them are truly not. They are only supervisors over stealing. DOMELOVO distinguished himself as an anti-corruption fighter. Today, he's been talking around, and some of the utterances he's making are shocking. Run the story. Now watch this. This one is coming from My Joy Online. And it says, we have moved from taxation to robbery. And this is DOMELOVO. Run it, my youth. It says, the former Auditor General, Daniel DOMELOVO, has characterized the country's tax system as a blatant form of robbery. In his assessment, the tax system is detrimental to taxpayers as it imposes heavy burdens on them. Mr. DOMELOVO highlighted the constant taxation endured by taxpayers even after paying income tax and taxes on earnings. During an interview on Joy News' AM show on Monday, April 8th, Mr. DOMELOVO emphasized that unless the challenges are addressed, ordinary taxpayers will continue to suffer. He labeled it as daylight robbery that necessitates immediate attention without further delay. We have moved from taxation to robbery. And the reason why I said this is because when you receive income or you earn any money at all, there would be a withholding tax or a pay as you earn. So it is taxed, and immediately you want to use the rest to buy anything at all, there is a long list of taxes awaiting for you, which you have to pay. And even when you are paying for the thing that you have bought, including the tax, you are taxed again. Is that not robbery? Dash it away. It's robbery. Of course, it's robbery. The money that I am earning has been taxed already. Why is it that anything I go to buy, it is taxed on top? Double taxation, triple taxation. Those of you who studied economics in school, it's double taxation. My brother, we have gift tax. In this country, we have income tax. The other day, I took a female friend to the beach side. We're going to get some fresh air and listen to good music. My brother, after paying all those useless taxes, we were paying for entertainment tax. After paying entertainment tax, the tax that shocked me and I will never forget was the GRA tax. What animal is that? Ghana Revenue Authority tax. The same people taxing me, I have to pay a tax for them again. What's the meaning of that? It reminded me of Lucky Dube's song, The Taxman. That I pay taxes for the light or the power that I use. I pay taxes for this. I pay my builder to build me a house, the carpenter to build me that, and that to build me that. But there's one man that I pay, and I don't know why I pay him. That's the taxman. It reminded me of that song. My brother, taxation in Ghana has gone beyond taxation. It's armed robbery. And these people are so radical with their armed robbery of taxation that they are not ready to back down. As for BAWUMIA, he's the biggest joke this nation has ever seen as a politician. Oh, yes, I am with this government. Everything that is good, I take glory and credit for that. But all the bad things, I cut myself out and I say, no, I was only the mate. Free SHS. Oh, yes, I was one of the brains behind that. Oh, this, I was one of the brains behind that. Cathedral, no, I was only a mate. Meanwhile, we saw you paying money for the cathedral. All these taxes that we are being slapped with, you were the economic team chairman, right? You are the chairman of the economic team. So anything that the economy is suffering from, it is because of you. DOMELOVO says that it is now armed robbery in this country. Now come here, let me conclude on this. The sad thing about this is that when you overtax the people, one, you make them poor. Two, you make them rebellious. They find a way of cutting corners so that they will not pay the taxes. Thirdly, there would be an upheaval. People are going to come together because they will realize, those of us who cannot cut corners and want to pay everything that is legal, the fact that it's legal doesn't mean it's right. Remember that. Now, if we continue to pay these legal taxes and we realize that we are getting poorer and poorer, we might end up doing things that are illegal. What are these things? We might end up causing an upheaval. A huge demonstration that could end up in something else. I'm sure that the nation is not ready for some of these dirty things. We must make sure that we look at those taxes. The mother of all the taxes was e-levy. Today, are you aware that there's a tax in Ghana called the YouTube tax? I don't know if they are classifying it as part of e-levy, but that just started. YouTube, this thing that we stand here and get across to you. It gets monetized. My brother, sometimes for 5 months, you don't even get $10. Because they are in America, they pay according to the dollar. That is taxable. My brother, I do not have a problem if we pay taxes for some of these things. But when you go to Nigeria today, the Nigerian government decided to sit with Facebook. And they agreed that now in Nigeria, you can monetize Facebook. So in Nigeria, Nigerians are monetizing their content on Facebook and making money. But in Ghana, no. Why? Ghanaians are making a lot of content on Facebook. Today, when you go on Ghanaian Facebook space, you see a lot of Nigerian content. I was just watching a Nigerian comedy a few seconds ago and laughing. They are making money in Nigeria whilst we are giving free content out on Facebook. The government is only interested in taxing what has already been achieved. You work very hard. You are able to make sure that, oh, your YouTube channel is doing well. A lot of Ghanaian youth are making some money out of this YouTube thing. Government has become envious and jealous and has gone in there to tax the youth. It's okay if the youth are paying taxes, but also put in place what would enhance their work. You don't just sit back and take it. Electricity is bad. How do they run their YouTube channels without electricity? And so on and so forth. So you are only a tax collector. What are you using the tax for? I'll leave it here. It's the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonam. Come here. Next story. Now the next story I want us to look at says 60% of voters blame BAWUMIA for hardship. Some new statistics just came in, and 60% of all Ghanaian voters say that BAWUMIA is responsible for the hardship in Ghana economically. Do you agree? So the rest of the 40%, what are you thinking? That who is responsible? Me? The 40% who do not agree that BAWUMIA is also to blame for the economic crisis in Ghana. What are you thinking? You see how Ghanaians are. First and foremost, this guy was brought in there as the economic waste kid of Ghana. Nana Akufo-Addo went out there and they touted this man as the economic waste kid. They called him the Adam Smith of Ghana when he arrived. Remember, we all were happy that, oh, an economic brain had come, especially from the northern part of Ghana. I went to his house, sat down with him and his wife. We had a beautiful conversation and I left. Little did I know that I had gone to the house of a joker. He is a blacksmith that we mistook for Adam Smith. And today, I'm so embarrassed. So ashamed. 60% of Ghanaians are saying that BAWUMIA is also responsible. One of the people responsible in this government for this. But the irresponsible vice president says that no, he's not to blame. He's only a mate. Relegating the vice president's position to a mate. We have seen countries where vice presidents stood so tall that they even caught the attention of the people to the point that they performed better than the president. We have seen that. But this guy has relegated the office of the vice president to the office of a puppet, the office of a stooge. Some useless thinking. So the 40% of the people who believe that BAWUMIA is not responsible, who is responsible? The cockroaches and the lizards in Ghana. You see? You'll be shocked that some of these 40% are those who are going to be voting for yet another round of hardships for this country. A man who is not ready to be responsible. A man who is ready to play politics. Ceremonial Muslim, who is only a Muslim when Ramadan comes, so he can carry stolen rice to the people in the Zongos. Ceremonial Muslim, who doesn't know how to even sit down like a Muslim and cross his legs in the mosque. When he tries it, he falls, because he's not used to doing it. Something tells me to play that video. He went to the mosque just last week, trying to sit down like Muslims do. He forgot that he is a ceremonial Muslim. The moment he tried it, boom, he was on the floor. People had to come and hold him. My brother, this is sad. This is terribly sad. These are the people who are messing up our economy. The 40% who think that BAWUMIA is not one of those responsible for the downtrend of the economy. What are you thinking? Run the story. Watch the story. 2024 election, 60% of voters say Dr. BAWUMIA is partly responsible for the state of Ghana's economy. And that is the poll. Run it, my youth. It says a poll by Global Info Analytics. Yes, Global Info Analytics has showed that majority of Ghanaian voters believe that the Vice President of Ghana and flag bearer of the ruling New Patriotic Party, NPP, Dr. Mahmoud BAWUMIA, is partly to blame for the economic challenges facing the country. According to the poll, 60% of Ghanaian voters believe that the NPP flag bearer is in some way responsible for the current state of the country's economy, with less than 9 months to the 2024 presidential elections. On the contrast, 34% of voters stated that Dr. BAWUMIA cannot be blamed for the state of Ghana's economy, while 6% of them indicated that they have no opinion. Yeah, you don't have an opinion. You all roast in hell. The ship is sinking. You cross your legs and say, me, I don't get opinion. Me, I'm religious man. I don't have any opinion. It will sink. You become fish for fish, food for fish. Hey! Dash it. And bring BAWUMIA here. Listen, my brother. With all respect, I don't know what some Ghanaians have seen in this man. I saw light and I saw power. When I got a little close to him, I realized that this man is so empty, so deceptive. He is a Methodist when he goes to seize the Methodist people, Methodist brigade. He becomes a Muslim when Ramadan comes, carrying around stolen rice to go and give to people. This was the man who deceived Nana Akufo-Addo into believing that he had an economic think tank, not knowing he was a Zoom Lion waste tank. You see the tanks that they carry on the streets. Some of them, they ride highly inflammable. This one is, you know the other one? The one that comes to your house to draw that thing. That one too can be highly inflammable, depending on where it's coming from. The one from Choco is more inflammable than the one from East Legon. The one from Nungua is highly inflammable, more inflammable than the one from cantonments. My brother, think about it. Think about it. This man here, I am so disappointed that some Ghanaians still want to give him a chance. A part of this government, vice president of a failed government. All of a sudden, he dissociates himself from the government and he says that he was only a mate. And that when he becomes president, he will solve the problem. And the president, without shame, also comes out to say, yeah, I couldn't solve the problems. The next government will solve the problem. As if we're some fools sitting here looking at them. This is what drives me into anger tantrums. And I say some of the things I say, and one or two people say, oh, Blakk Rasta is using insulting words. Sometimes you need that as a shock treatment to their emptiness. Why on earth should you have BAWUMIA? In a serious country, BAWUMIA should not even try to stand for presidency. You have failed. Your government has failed. You should be resigning. We have seen vice presidents resign. They come out and throw their hands and say, yo, what I intended to do, I couldn't do it because my boss is not giving me the opportunity. And for that matter, I am going. Like what happened to the special prosecutor and some other people. Some ministers in the days like Ama Atayedu, they all resigned and went away. because they realized that what they thought they could do, the few months that they were in office, they realized that no, they didn't have the logistics to do that. So they came out. Not these people. They will do anything for power. They will move from church to church, misquoting the Bible from Zechariah all the way to Lamentations. They don't care. All they want is power. I've told you, and I'm serious, if this man becomes president in the next elections, to God be the glory. Take your country, roll it like chichinga and eat it. We will leave you. I'm telling you. And I keep repeating it because I don't want to backtrack on it. We will leave you because you are immune to pain. It's a black pot, aka Kukushodam, and here we speak truth to power. And we return, we got more. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot, Coco Show.
It's the black pot, aka Coco Show, and here we speak truth to power. Next worry, my youth. All right? All right. So Museveni jails musicians for insulting him. I have a song that I made about Museveni, and when it came out, many were those who said it was harsh. Well, sometimes what the elderly person would sit down and see, a young man, a young boy, a little boy, a toddler climbing the tallest Iroko tree in the village will never see. Museveni is not a leader, bloody killer, what a misleader. Oh, Uganda, chase out this murderer, bloody killer, he's a dictator, something like that. And they said it was harsh, that I called him a bloody murderer, a dictator, and a killer and a misleader. The other day he was in Kenya, and when he arrived at the airport, the Kenyan airport was listening to a radio station that had just started playing. Museveni is not a leader, bloody killer, what a misleader. Oh, Uganda, chase out this murderer, what a dictator, full leader. You know, he got angry, and the president that he had come to visit quickly ordered that they should shut down the radio. In Kenya, he was embarrassed to the core. And that song features one of the youth leaders in that country called Bobby Wine. Now he's attacking musicians. He knows how important music is. At least he tasted it in Kenya, where the music of Black Rasta called Museveni, bloody Museveni, embarrassed him in that country. But do we just go out embarrassing people if they do nothing? No. Today, watch what is happening. Run it, man. He's a leader right there in Uganda, right? Band members arrested for insulting Museveni. Run it, my youths. Hey. 8 members of a Ugandan music band have been arrested for complaining that the president's speech at the weekend was too long. Local media report. Now, the complaint by one of the band members was seen as an insult to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who was speaking during the 50th wedding anniversary celebrations of former Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi. Yes, Amama Mbabazi and his wife, Jacqueline Mbabazi, on Saturday night. Now, the members of the Crane Performance Band were speaking in the local Runyakoli language, according to security forces, a privately owned Uganda radio network news website reported. The band members are alleged to have said, Ruta Bandana Mutu Uru Saya. They're speaking their language now, and that is supposed to be Swahili. Well, no, it's not Swahili. It says what language is it? Runyankoli. It's a Runyankoli language. I'm going to try and speak it. It says Ruta Bandana Mutu Rusia Ruga Muz Zindaru, which loosely translates as over speaker. We are tired. Leave the microphone. It means somebody who overly speak. Garrulous speaker. Garrulous speaker. Please leave the microphone. You've spoken too long. The musicians were reportedly being held at the Kampala Central Police Station, and they have been charged with insulting the president, according to court files seen by the local media. And when they were locked up there, they were refused bail. And that is equivalent to jail. Lock them up, you don't take them to court, they are still in there. Museveni. Museveni is not a leader. What a dictator, full leader. Oh, Uganda, chase out this murderer. What a misleader, full leader. Oh my God. My brother, come here. You see, people like Museveni will do it blatantly. Lock up people and beat up people. Terrorize people, take the law into their own hands and do everything. Yet steal from the nation. Just last week, his own daughter, he appointed as finance minister, as it was in the news. His own daughter. His minister of defense is his own son. His family and friends are those who are around him, controlling the army and doing things. Sadly, the army is full of people from his ethnicity. So they see him as one of their own thieves. They will protect their own. Sadly, we have scores of such dangerous leaders all over Africa. They push into the army people who belong to their ethnicity. Fortunately, in Ghana, we don't seem to have that. My brother, the army of Ghana is divided, as in spread over all the ethnic groups in the country. I pray that it continues like that. And I pray that we separate dirty politics from patriotism. You owe your nation patriotism. Museveni is now attacking music and attacking musicians for speaking their mind. This is the same person whose daughter is the finance minister of his country, controlling all the money. His defense minister is his son. And he makes sure that all the police and soldiers are eating well so that they won't attack his father. How many more such leaders do we have in Africa? And the soldiers and police who are now eating and enjoying the Bora Bora. Enjoying. Whilst they watch the leaders do all these things, terrible things to the citizenry. Remember, your days are numbered too. A lot of you will die from stroke. A lot of you will get kidney disease. Some of you will get erectile dysfunction. Some of you would have some cancers that have no names, not in the latest medical books. Cancer of the onyx. Cancer of the laxintia tintatus. Cancers whose names cannot be mentioned. No cure. Put your nation first. Dash it. Come here. My name is Blakk. RASTA. When we return, we will be reading your messages. Hey! Wayo! Greetings, countrymen. My name is Blakk Rasta. When I was growing up as a child, there was something called the courtesy for boys and girls that helped to train us and raise us up in patriotism. But today, a lot of this patriotism has been lost. Today, our children are beginning to lose everything in terms of our heritage. They have lost out on our history, lost out on our greatness. It is on the bedrock of this I am embarking on a nationwide tour of patriotism. Remember, it's patriotism, not politics. We shall go to all the 16 regions of Ghana. And in every region, we will organize students and speak to them about patriotism. We will organize a small quiz competition where we shall give prizes out. And these prizes are going to be prizes that are souvenirs from Ghana. Right after that, we will organize a certain concert, either in the market space or even on the streets, accessible to everybody. And we will catch the music lovers and deliver the same message to them. It's on the bedrock of this. I would like you to be part of this. Please donate to this great cause. We are raising a next generation of patriots. It's the lack of patriotism that is making us steal from our own country. It's the lack of patriotism that makes us feel like when we steal from the government, we are stealing from space. It's the lack of patriotism that makes us owe allegiance to some foreigners more than us. It's the lack of patriotism that makes foreigners come into this country and behave like demigods, and we see them as such. My brother, my sister, donate so we can move out there. Maybe you want to give us something else in kind. We are ready for you. Our numbers are rolling on the screens, and you can donate into our bank account or onto our phone number, and we will gladly appreciate and acknowledge you. This is the National Patriotism Tour that we have taken on ourselves to make sure that the nation, Ghana, stands tall again like before. My name is Blakk Rasta, and I thank you for listening. God bless you. Ghana shall prosper. Ghana will rise again. Bless you.
Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco Show.
Ghana shall prosper. Bless you. My name is Blakk Rasta. Let's check out your comments. All right? Let your comments come in. Come here. All right? Zacha Emmanuel, a.k.a. Governor, says, Ja. And then Kwame Logoso says, Woyoy. Wanini Boy says, welcome back, Blakk. And then Abdul Ganiyu Shaba says, good morning, Blakk Rasta. Good morning at this time. Was it good evening? All right, Blakk Rasta, greetings from Los Angeles. Okay, now I understand why he's saying morning. But is it morning, really? Okay, well. In Los Angeles, well said, truth and great. Oyoy, may Allah bless you. Thank you so much. Prince Kwabla says, welcome, Rastaman. Oyoy, the fire is blazing. Now, Bomb Pyramid says, welcome, Grandpa. I shared Kogun. That's the sad African ghost story with the radio presenters, and it is all over Sisalaland. The song is truly touching. Thank you so much. Yes, this morning I heard the whole place was on fire. So many people were, talking to me about it. So much. Well, thank you so much for sending it. And so many people are happy about it. They like it. We spent really some good time on it. Thank you so much, Nabon Pyramid. My grandson, Sufyan Suleimana says, much blessing to the king of patriotism. Woyoy. Nabon Pyramid said, Blakk, it's been a while I have heard from one of us, and that is Haile Marcus. I don't know if he's watching without commenting. Yeah, Haile Marcus, yes, he lives abroad. Haile Marcus, are you there? I want to believe that you are a little busy, but if you are under the weather, it's been so long, we pray that you get well and join us again. We love you and we miss you. So you see, this is a family. We know everybody and we appreciate everybody. Haile Marcus, please, we want to hear from you. And I was in an Uber the other day and the Uber driver told me, that song, Kogun, I don't really understand the other part, but the English part, I understand it so much. Can you write it for, a children's book? I said, wow, all right, the message is spreading. J. Coleman says, respect Black Rasta. And then Hanan, no, Human, says, the Black Pot, respect every time. Well, the writings are a little too small. This one is better. We can read it clearly. Emmanuel J says, in fact, NPP and NDC are the same. We need a third force, and we have to accept whoever is standing for the third force just to scrap NDC and NPP. That's to show them that we are not stupid. Well, I don't agree in a third force and just voting for just anybody. I don't believe in that. That just because we are tired of A and B, any idiot can come and sit down. No. I don't believe in that. But that's your opinion, and I respect that opinion. Yes, we still have to comb in and look for somebody better. Out of the chaff, I'm sure we can still find somebody who is. It's not necessarily about the outfit. It's about what comes out of the outfit. See? That's what I think. See? Yeah, because recently there was this guy who came and we were all happy about him. All of a sudden we realized that he's also another empty head. Empty. Knows nothing. Just talking. No. FZ says, we appreciate your contributions to Mother Ghana. I have no regrets about donating to the tour and will continue to do so. For those living outside the country, you can use JuPay, right? JuPay transfer to support. FZ, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much. He's been contributing over and over. We thank you so much. And you can see some of those who have contributed so far. We are really pushing it. And honestly, I can't wait to see this thing over. It's a lot of work. I'm not tired. But the logistics are dragging a little bit, so it makes it a little bit difficult. If we had the logistics, I could go to even every ant hole and mole hole. But when the week is coming and you're thinking, how am I going to pay for this? Fuel. I'm going to move with a team. It's going to be videoed. Sometimes permission to go to the schools is also difficult and all that. But it's our nation and we must make it happen. All right? Fatih Suka lives in Germany. She gave us 600 Ghana cedis. My own professor, Professor Albion Mens, of the University of Central Missouri, gave us 3,036 Ghana cedis. He did so well. Danny Mens says, he says something is irrational, right? Politics is religion. Yes, to blah, 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 and MPP and their church and the Christians, and they find every excuse for a polygamous pastor. Well, I had to push away some of the ethnic names mentioned there because we don't want it to degenerate into ethnocentrism and all that. Okay, so send your comments coming in. We have the last story. I'm going to look at it right now. Run it, my youth. DUMSOR timetable at last, and within 5 minutes we'll be done. So they have finally agreed that DUMSOR is here. They have finally agreed that the nation is in crisis and they cannot provide us with electricity. Now, listen, they've been in power for over 7 years now. So all along, were they pretending to be able to do this? Why is it that in the last year of their tenure, they can't? Do you know why? Because they are reserving all the money to do campaign. Instead of fixing DUMSOR, erratic power supply, no. If they use the money to fix it, what are they going to use to campaign? Because when they come to you to campaign, you will demand money. When the moment you see them in your area, you start demanding money. And my light is not working, and my this, and my hand is paining me, my daughter is sick, school fees, and they buy you and your conscience. So they will prefer keeping you in pain and misery so that the little they give to you will make a lot of meaning to you. Kai, somebody should write this down. Politicians in Africa prefer to keep you in pain and misery so that when elections come, the little money they give to you makes sense enough to buy you and your birthright. Should I say it again? I said, politicians in Africa prefer to keep you in pain and misery so that when elections come, they will come to you with little money that will make sense to you to sell your birthright. Somebody should translate this in Chi. It's sad. If they were to give you what you deserve, and election comes, you will not take the peanut from them. You would want more. That's what is happening in other countries, America and other countries. But here, no. They will keep you in misery and pain so that the little they give to you, you cannot refuse. You take it and sell your birthright. That's what they are doing. Electricity has gone beyond being a luxury. It's a necessity. In so many different countries, electricity never goes off. Not in Ghana. Today, a member of the ruling NPP has confessed that there will be a timetable. This is Taxation. I know him. He's a lawyer. There was a committee that he chaired recently. The IGP issue. You all remember. And he was the one who came out boldly against Napo, the energy minister, saying that what he said was arrogant, that he misspoke. He should never have said that we should go and bring our own timetable. He said something that makes sense. He says electricity is not about NPP or NDC. NPP people use electricity and NDC people use electricity. So it's a national issue. You can't do politics with that. Remember, Napo was asked a question about DUMSOR in Kumasi somewhere. And he got angry and arrogant. And he said, yeah, we are not giving any timetable. You go and make your own timetable. Playing the ostrich. Taxation says something. Run it, my youth. And that the timetable is coming. ECG will issue DUMSOR timetable soon. And that is Taxation speaking. They have given up. They wanted to hide it. Now they can't hide it. The chairman of Parliament's Mines and Energy Committee, Samuel Taxation, has disclosed that the committee has engaged with the Electricity Company of Ghana regarding the ongoing power outage, commonly known as DUMSOR. He stated that the committee held productive discussions with ECG concerning the necessary measures to address the situation. According to the Ibuakwa South MP, ECG has acknowledged a shortage in power generation, which has resulted in the outages experienced across the country. Now they have accepted that. It's not about wires running. Some whales have chewed some wires under the sea. Some tilapia in the Volta region has jumped over a certain electricity wire and therefore the lights go up. Anansi stories. Power generation. They don't have the money. Schools are going off. Hospitals are going off. Anyway, it's the Blackport, aka Kukushonum, where we speak truth to power. And we are going. Now let's look at the final messages we have for the day. And remember, we are still on our 16 regional tour. Oscar Pendragon, thank you so much. He has been donating as well. We appreciate you and we love you. Thank you. Ibrahim Yimpumat Duabil, he gave us 1,000 Ghana cedis the other day. He promised that he will give us another 1,000 Ghana cedis. We are still waiting so we can celebrate our patriotism. All right? It's the Blackport, aka Kukushonum, where we speak truth to power. Come here. Time now to go. I appreciate you and I love you. God protect you and keep you till we meet again tomorrow. My name Blakk Rasta. On behalf of the team here at Black Empire Media, say, hey! Wayo!